This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today. Pat McAfee, I don't know if you watch his podcast or his video cast on YouTube. He's funny as fuck. Former NFL player. I know he annoys some people. Some people he entertains. I like him. I listen to him all the time. He's funny as hell, and he talks about football and just life, and kind of does it in a humorous and very transparent way. But anyway, recently on his show, he talked about HGH use and PEDs in the NFL and what a joke the NFL's testing system is. And it's funny because I was going to record a video about this, but then I kind of like backed off because I don't have anything solid on it other than just people I have talked to in passing that tell me basically that the NFL, it's an unspoken thing in the NFL that the testing's a joke and you only get caught if you're an idiot or if you piss somebody off. But Pat McAfee pretty much said as much on his show, and he talked specifically about growth hormone, which to me is kind of the perfect drug or PED for a football player. But anyway, here's what he had to say, and check this out.
HGH got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And then they finally just agreed to start doing the drug test or the blood testing. And I still don't think anybody has ever failed it because I'm not sure they ever put a baseline out there. I think the agreement was, hey, we have to fucking like at least say we're testing for it, even though nobody's ever going to fail it because there's no natural baseline for whatever human has, because some might have more than other humans have. It's like, oh, so HGH is like the best drug of all time. So even if they try to test for it, they can't find it. It's like, holy shit, what is this thing? I think that is really the last hilarious bargain between the NFL and the NFLPA about performance enhancing. It was like, how do we keep HGH out of here? And then they were like, every doctor was like, you can't. It's impossible.
So what's the most hilarious part here is he talked about it. Just basically the NFL was like with the union, hey guys, we got to tell people that we're doing something about this. And the doctors told him, it was like, yeah, there's nothing we can do to test for HGH. I mean, it's impossible to test for. And it brought up the fact that nobody has ever failed an HGH test in the NFL, which is hilarious to me because these dudes are taking HGH. It is like the perfect drug, perfect PED for a pro football player. And I laugh all the time when I hear on these shows, oh, so-and-so is back from their ACL injury in 8 months, record time for 8 months. I'm like, how the fuck do you think that's happening? Seriously, are people this fucking stupid that they don't realize these guys are taking HGH, all kinds of other stuff? And I know I've talked to people in passing that have also told me that the guys load up on insulin as well. Especially they eat a shit ton of carbs the day before a football game and load up on insulin. They're using HGH to recover from injuries. They're using stem cells. And so the way they test testosterone also in the NFL is, from what I understand, is they test for your levels. And it's not even. They don't test for the metabolites or anything, from what I understand. I could be wrong about this, so somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. So really, you could probably run testosterone up to a certain degree too, and get yourself pretty close to super physiological ranges on top of it. There's other things you could do too, and it's just a goddamn joke, really. And I don't know why we have to put this facade up anymore. It's really ridiculous to me that you have to hide that these guys are all using PEDs. I'd say the majority of them are. I don't know that all of them are, but the majority of them are. I mean, give me a fucking break. Tom Brady playing football when he's 45, 46 years old. Everybody, oh, it's his diet. Tom eats a super clean diet and full of natural organic food. Give me a fucking break. Tom Brady's taking growth hormone and using PEDs. Give me a fucking break. I mean, come on. I mean, people are gullible. And I don't give a fuck. I want all my professional athletes on PEDs. And the thing that blows my mind is like people see it as cheating, which is just the dumbest thing ever. They give these guys addictive painkillers. They give them stuff like cortisone shots that are damaging. I mean, cortisone shots are catabolic, whereas something like growth hormone and testosterone would actually be healing and therapeutic versus breaking stuff down. They give the guys lidocaine shots to numb up injuries so they can play through injuries, and they continue to hurt themselves even worse. How is that any better than taking growth hormone? Seriously, what the fuck? I mean, this is just so ass backwards to me. This whole thing just makes no goddamn sense, and I don't know why we have to keep living. I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me, and we really need to rethink this paradigm on PEDs in sports. And for the crowd that thinks it's cheating, you go to any gym in the United States, and 1 out of 10 bros in the gym are taking steroids. They aren't fucking playing in the football. They aren't the NFL. They aren't Tom Brady. They will never be Tom Brady. It doesn't matter how much gear they take. They'll never be Tom Brady. It's the same way with like dudes that think they're one cycle away from being a pro bodybuilder. No, you're not. You have to have elite genetics to be a pro bodybuilder or a pro football player, and you have to work your ass off. That the PEDs give you a little extra bump. They certainly, when you make it to that level, they certainly give you an advantage, but so does taking a goddamn cortisone shot. So does numbing yourself up with Oxycontin. So does taking a lidocaine shot in your ankle when you sprain your goddamn ankle so you don't feel it and you go out and play on it and do further damage to it. These drugs, PEDs, when they're used intelligently, can be healing and therapeutic. I don't know why this is not brought up. I guess the players union's too chicken shit to stand up for it, but clearly the NFL knows that it's going on and they tolerate it. They don't care. They just have to put up the facade that they're doing something to test for it. And Pat McAfee acknowledged as much on this, that it's just a facade. I know DeAndre Hopkins just got busted, but he was taking like a fucking beaver painkiller, and I think like your first offense is just a warning anyway, and it's kept private. I think you have to have. I could be wrong about this, but if I recall correctly, with the NFL with PEDs, you get like one freebie, and then if it happens again, then you're busted. But there's so many ways to evade these tests. And the NFL makes it easy. They know they make it so these guys don't get busted unless they're butt fucking stupid, or you piss somebody off. But anyway, I don't know. My whole thing on this whole thing is just ridiculous. PEDs need to be decriminalized. They need to be allowed in sports, and people need to get over this whole thing of it being cheating. Especially most of the stuff, for those of you that are old enough to remember it, and for you guys that aren't, really a lot of this shit started with the Olympics and baseball. You get all these purists, these nerds that are collecting stats, and somebody, blows away a home run record, and these guys are fucking freaking out because, their favorite baseball player got his home run record blown away by some guy, taking androstenedione. I mean, come on, get over it, man. Seriously. Some dude that's sitting in his basement that's never going to achieve anything, judging these guys. It's so stupid. I want my athletes to be as strong and perform as best as they possibly can. I also want these guys to have an ability to heal injuries. I mean, growth hormone is a healing hormone. It's a healing peptide. I mean, it helps these guys recover from catastrophic injuries, and probably prolongs their careers and helps them not be cripples when they get into middle age and advance past middle age. I don't know. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on this whole thing. And bravo to Pat McAfee for having the balls to bring it up. I'm sure the NFL is extremely upset and pissed off with him. But I have to applaud him for bringing it up. He's got a big platform, and a lot of people watch his show. He's a former NFL player, and him and AJ Hawk are both on there, both former NFL players, and they both acknowledged it. And I have to give them kudos for having the balls for standing up. Anyway, thank you guys. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate you watching. I truly do. This is kind of blown up beyond my expectation. Thank you again for watching. Take care.